So next here on the bench is this RCA Victor. Lots of stuff shaking around in it. It's got lots of cracks in it. Looks like it's mostly here, if not all here. Oh, I'm missing a little tiny piece right there. Oh, little pieces of plastic falling out. So, I guess we could figure out where those came from, maybe glue them back. Oh, look, here's some more. There's some more screw stanchions right there that held the circuit board in place. So, the issue, let's see, somebody had converted it. I don't know what kind of battery it originally took. But let's see, this is looks like an RCA Victor super heterodyne, battery operated. It's a model IT4E or 1T4E, I don't know. It says use 4 of any one of the following cells. VS034 pen light. So it must be, is it AA? Isn't it a pen light a AA? Maybe that there was a holder in there for 4 AA's and connected to this. Or I don't know. Somebody definitely taped that on, but 4 AA's is 6 volts, not 9 volts. Although probably 9 volt battery wouldn't kill it. It says right there, size AA rechargeable. So it is 6 volts. So let's turn on the old Hewlett-Packard here and get it up to 6 volts. Or down to 6 volts. And let's see if we can make it sing. Let's see. Can we make it sing? There's one. Let's see, what do you think? What are the odds this thing just works? Well, so far, no. We've got no drain on the power at all, so it could be the switch. What I just realized is there's a screw thing on the bottom, so it looks like you're not supposed to take the back off. You're supposed to change the batteries through here. That looks like that was the original way of doing the batteries on this beautiful piece of machinery. Alright, let's take the back cover and all its little beautiful pieces and put it right here. Probably wouldn't take much more to get this completely taken apart. Something tells me that if you have to remove this little beauty ring there to remove a screw from under here. Something just tells me that, which is not not ridiculous, but you know, especially if somebody re-glued it, it's not going to be too good. I'd like to try not to damage it, and even though this radio is not in good shape to begin with, but why would you do this? That's certainly what it looks like. Yeah, I can pull. It's pulling right against that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. It did move up. It moved up, so that's good. Oh, yes. When I did that, more plastic fell out of it, but the knob did come off. Oh, good. I don't have to remove that. I was wrong. There it is. All right. The speaker is just hanging by a thread. The circuit board. Ooh, looks like, is that American made? It don't look like it. Wait a minute. Where was this thing made? Was there any, I mean, some of the parts look American made. It's got a three wire speaker. Let's see. Where was this made? Look at that switch. I mean, it looks like it's made well, but it's definitely got those nice germanium transistors in it. But these germanium transistors do not. They're made out of a different material, like the Sony ones. The Sony ones have like a tin coating on them that grows the little whiskers. These don't. These are not like that. And these do not have little whiskery pieces growing on them. Does it say where this radio is made? Let's see. Does it say it anywhere? RCA Victor. RCA. It just says RCA. For finest performance, use genuine RCA parts and batteries. It says printed in USA. 540 to 1600 kilocycles. This has to be American made, wouldn't you say? Genuine printed. It doesn't say where it's made. See warranty instructions. Registered. I don't know. That's weird. Does it charge here? I guess you could put chargeable batteries in there. What is that symbol? Is that the impact, right? Right. I think that's. So this is probably the transition when they went from Bakelite to whatever this plastic is. But this plastic obviously is not as much as impact resistant as we would have liked, because this has got more cracks in it than I've seen in a radio in a long time. Alright, I don't know. Maybe it is American made. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to make it work anyway. These radios are pretty simple. So let's get everything out of the shell here. I hope this isn't glued in. Looks like let's take the, what is that? The headphone jack. Unscrew that, and just so we can have it laying flat, be a lot easier to work on than messing around with it like this. Anyway, these radios are actually a lot of fun. Even, you know, you get them, sometimes they're like this, they're not in good shape, but they're still a lot of fun. Let's pull the speaker out. Ooh, look at the schmutz. We got schmutz. There's a new word for everybody. We got schmutz on the speaker right there. I don't know what that is. But it doesn't drag, so... Spooge is another good word. Spooge, we got spooge. So this speaker, if you can see that or not, but there's 3 wires connecting to that voice coil. So what they did for a little while is they would use like a center tap on the battery sometimes. Or no transformer, no audio output transformer, and they would use a center tap voice coil, which I have a feeling, hold on a second, is that what they did here? It's probably what they did here. So if that speaker is bad, that's the end of the game for us. So let's flip on one of these lovely voltmeters. See if that speaker is in. Let's do that first. Let's see. We got so many voltmeters. One day I'm gonna set up all of the multimeters I have, so you can see what they are. I acquired a very extensive collection of multimeters, which I guess it's cool. I like this 289. I think it's got some age to it. It was probably an expensive meter for its time. It does some graphing. You can record stuff with it. It's kind of slow. It's slow when I don't know. Now this Fluke 87, this is the original. This is the very first version of it. I happen to like that meter. I like that one a lot. I like it better than this one. We got let's see. See, okay, that's another thing. Usually the resistance on these are pretty high. They're not, you know, like 50 ohms or whatever, and that's what it shows on one. But it certainly looks like one of the... Oh no, wait a second. I hope it's not open. I hope so. Sometimes the leads could, or the terminals can be a little dirty. So that would be the end-to-end, which would be 115 ohms. And then the center tap is going to be about 60 ohms, which is good. So that speaker is good. Let's give it... I like to do the battery test, but since it's hooked up, I don't want to pop a transistor, so we're not going to do that in this case. Alright, well, the speaker looks like it's good, so let's go ahead and let's see what we got here. These are usually not terribly difficult to work on, so let's see if we got resistance going from this battery clip, because I'm going to hook up. Yeah, that side's good. And that side's good. Alright. So, I mean, I guess it really wouldn't hurt. Nah, I guess we'll just use the power supply. I was going to say, let's hook up 12 volts to it, but we're not going to do that. Alright, so it didn't seem like it made... There's just no resistance at all. So let's see. Let's see if the switch is any good. It's on, so we should have no ohms. And we got 4 megs. That's not good. Maybe it's just the switch. You think the switch could be bad? Let's get this down a little so I don't have to keep going out of the frame. I guess we can move the meter up a little bit. Fine. You get a lot of glare anyway. Let's see. There you go. Let's just short the switch. Yeah, when I short the switch, we definitely get more of a draw. I have it set to 1/10 of an amp, which may not be enough, I don't know. But you know, I was thinking about it. These are usually positive ground, which it probably is. And I wonder if somebody just hooked this up wrong, and that could be a problem. You know, one time I was working on one of these radios, and I had the power supply hooked up, and I had it set to like 2 amps or whatever. And I just was going and trying to... And I noticed it was getting... Some of the parts were getting pretty hot. And it turned out that the red wire in this radio, I can't remember what brand it was. I think it was a Philco. I think it was a Philco. But it was backwards. So the red wire was actually negative, and I was feeding whatever the voltage was at 2 amps for a good long period of time. And I thought, oh, I destroyed it. It's gone. You know, I made a mistake. I wasn't careful enough. And I messed it up. And I just reversed the leads, and it worked. It didn't do anything. I was absolutely flawed that it didn't do anything. But, you know, so sometimes you get lucky, or just the way they're manufactured. You know, it shows that's pretty good. But, okay, so I did come across that where in that radio the red wire was minus, which sounds very weird, but it was. But sometimes what you can do is you can follow like one of the battery leads, find a capacitor, and see where if the wire is connected to the negative side, then you know that's going to be negative. You know, if it's connected to the positive side, then you know that wire is going to be plus. I love these old radios. Look how nicely built it is. It looks kind of crude, but and it sure looks like somebody was in here right at these. I don't know that they changed anything, but you can see that somebody had done some solder work right there. So we'll have to. It doesn't look like they did anything bad. It looks like, as a matter of fact, they soldered it pretty nicely. But I always wonder, whoever worked on it, did they actually get it to work, or did they just do things and never got it to work? I do have a bunch of germanium transistors, so we can work on this. So let's see. I'm going to use the other. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for right now. If you have a an analog meter, you can check sometimes these capacitors. It's hard to do with the digital meter, especially one slow like this. Well, that don't look too good. You know, if you get it in the mega ohm, you can put it in mega ohms. But this capacitor, let's see, it's reading 114 ohms. Really? Really? Let's unsolder that real quick and see. That's going right to the speaker too. It could be the speaker that's doing that too, I don't know. Although we do have a pretty nice, I have a couple of LCR meters, and I got one really nice one. Yeah, see? And so now when it's out of circuit, come on. And it did, you know, usually it showed a little bit of a charge, and then it went to mega ohms. So that, I mean, it's possible it's open, but I doubt it. It's, you know, it discharged, and then now it shows mega ohms, so we know it's not shorted. So it's more than likely wouldn't cause a problem of no sound. Although nothing beats the Shango method of using the radio or amplifier with the, what do you call it? Putting sound through. What's this right here? Putting sound through capacitor to see if it's good or not. Excellent. I love that. All right. Let's see. Let's put, this one is usually plus, right? I mean, that's, I always have to look to double check, but this one's usually plus. I hope this is not backwards, because I don't think so, but I want to try to, I don't know if we can get any stuff into that. This is pretty sealed. Yeah, I don't think the spray is going to go in there. So I think for now, turn the power supply off. For now, we're just going to jump the, we'll just jump that switch. We'll just give it the old jumperoo for right now. Alright, let's see what happens. Is it jumped? When I do it, I can hear a little clickaroo in the speaker. Look at that. This one too with the bad it's got more stuff wrong with it, but as well, it's got a problem with the, alright, I gotta move this down because I keep going on a frame, and I apologize about that. But this one too has an issue with the, with this. So we'll just bend that forward a little. Bend this. Let's see if we can make it work without jumping this out. Just bend that out and then bend this back. Bend it back. Nope, it didn't work. Be nice if I had a smaller fingers. Yeah, these are the metals that they use, and not very springy. Come on, I know. How annoying, how annoying. Let's try it. If worst comes to worst, it's no good anyway, so. It's not going to work. We're just going to have to jump it out, it looks like. So the way it works is you would push the phone plug in here, and it would just push this back and disconnect the speaker inside the set. So we'll leave it so somebody could still use a, let's see if we can do this. Let's see. Hold on a minute. I need to have it so it doesn't move. Then I'm going to try to just solder it right there. Just solder it right across. And then the thing will just still work. Let's see if I can get a little glob of solder on there. Alright. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. Alright, so it still has another problem. And certainly we know that's a capacitor for sure, and there's not many in here. There's only, it's got to be that one. What do you think the value of that one is? Can we see it? Why is the value all the way where I can't see it? So it's 10. It looks like 10 microfarad to 10 volts. 10 to 10. 10. Let's grab a capacitor here. Hang on a second. That's not going to work. 47. There you go. 10 microfarad. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure out where the wires go. It looks like it goes here. Be nice if I can get the right. Look, is it that?
We were traveling, me and my wife, and it was just beautiful. And I wonder.
Does that tell you that that cap is bad or what? All right, turn that off. Let's get that cap out of there, and we'll get that changed, and then we'll have this beautiful RCA radio. Let's see. Come on, I had the hole open and then I closed her up. Is that the other wire right there? Yeah, that's the one right there. Alright. So the plus goes that way. Plus goes this way. Let's see. We're going to stick it in there this way. And we got to bend it down because so we're going to leave the wires long on this one because we got to bend it down. I think that's probably good like that. Let's see. Give it the old solderunio. Give it the old solderunio number 2 right there. I have to figure out what I'm going to do about that switch as well. Right, that switch has got, we'll fix that solder job a little bit. Alright, let's see. Let's turn that back on. What did I do? What did I do here? What did I do? Did I put it in backwards? I must have put it in backwards. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let's see what I did here. No, I didn't. What did I? Maybe it's not the capacitor. I'd like to check it. Maybe. Let's see. Why would it work worse with the new one in there? It's kind of weird. It's it works? That's very strange. Look at that. Unless I'm reading it wrong, I'll have to double check under the... That's very strange. It works on when you have them both in there, but maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe it's 100 microfarad. It's very small. Maybe it's 100. It's a very strange cap. Alright, well, I have to get it under a magnifier and see if what it says there, because I can't really... Does that say 10 volts DC? I don't know, maybe it's 100, not a 10. Sorry about that, the memory card ran out. Anyway, we have another cap right here that doesn't seem to be doing very well, so we're going to try to get it out and give it the old replacement. If I can get it out, I really need to get a new soldering station set up. These boards are very, very delicate, so this bending back and forth method is usually not suggested for this. But we're going to do it anyway for right now, because alright. We got one off completely. Let's see. Is this a dual cap? I don't know. This may be a dual. I don't know what this is. Yeah, there's 3 wires on there. And let's see what it is. What is it? What are you? What are you? What are you? Let's see. It may have been leaking a little bit, this one. It's certainly, it was in there this way. So, I don't know. So this shows plus. I'm going to have to look under a magnifier again. I don't know why I can't see today. But all these things, they're so... This says common. So this is 100 M at 10 volts. 100 M at 10 volts. And I think it's just a one. I don't know why there's 3 leads on it, but there are 3 leads on it. So we need 100 at 10 volts. Do we have one handy right here? I think we do. I think we do. No, that's not it. There's 1,000. 220. There's 150. I guess that's going to have to do it for right now. 150. Let's do that. Let's put 150 in there and see what happens. So it was this way. That means this one here is plus, and this one is minus. That's plus, that's minus, and I don't know what the third pin... I'm not sure what... Does the third pin do anything? I don't know. I'm not sure. It has a... we'll have to see about that one. We may have to... I don't know. I'm sure somebody out there knows a lot more about these RCAs and is saying, no, you put the wrong part in there. Oh no, get it out. But let's see what happens. I don't know. It certainly has a connection to it. So I'm not sure. Not 100% sure, but we're going to try it anyway. It doesn't seem to... It doesn't show it on here. It just shows... unless it's 100 and 100, which I guess is possible, but this lead has a plus sign on it. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have to give it a whirl. Let's try it anyway. Let's see what happens. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's 100 and 100. Let's grab another one. So here's another 100. Let's see what happens. Everything sounds a little better, Well, it seems like that's it, so we have to do... We'll get this out of here for a minute. We'll have to put... So, we got the radio going, and I did change the 2 capacitors, but that wasn't the problem. Again, what I did was a goofy mistake. So, it's germanium, positive ground. On this capacitor, since it's a double capacitor, what I did is I hooked the negatives together, which is actually backwards because it's germanium. The positives get connected together and the negatives go to the other connections, and that brought it to life. It's not the greatest radio, but it may be out of adjustment. So during our checks, we found this transistor right here It's a 2N408. It checks good if you do if you use. I mean, I tried with the voltmeter, and it checked good. If you put it in this little transistor check on one of these little $20 testers, it shows that it tests okay. But I don't think so. I didn't have the exact one. I had, let's turn this off. I had a, looks like a ECG 158 that I kind of tacked in there. And you know, the audio was kind of distorted. So let's see what we got. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Perfectly clear now. I was going to check this one next, but I don't have to because that was the problem. Yeah. And still do what you'd like to do. All right, well, he'll find a way that was the problem. Yeah. So basically, the actual, we changed a couple of capacitors in there. We changed these, this one, we changed this one, and this one, and these two. But was actually, what failed was this capacitor here, this double, whatever it was a 100 microfarad. And this transistor. The other two parts probably needed to be replaced anyway, but those weren't the fault with this radio. But either way, it is working now, and I'm debating whether leaving this in here or not, because I'm not going to keep this radio. Yeah, you know what? I guess I could just leave it in there. I mean, I can't get these parts anymore. They're like far and few, but I guess it's okay. Maybe, I don't know, that this radio's, because of its condition, it's not, you know, it's just not really worth much. You know what we could do? We could try, let me see something. You know, I have a bunch of these, let me see if they're PNP. I believe they are. I have a whole slew of these. I have some different models and these Russian. Let's see if we can get one of those to work in there. Let's see. That way it wouldn't be so bad. So, let's see. Okay, I wrote down, where's the that little tester? All right, let's see. So we know this one here goes to the case, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're going to go ahead and use pins. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3, just to label the pins on it. Let's see. These testers are really good for this purpose, but sometimes, you know, if they're a little leaky or whatever, you got to be careful. Alright, so it is a PNP, so yeah, we can do that. We're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to remove this transistor, which is probably has much more value than that one. And I have a lot more of those. I only have maybe 5 more of these. So let's just put that on the side for now. Let's see. The only problem is I guess we could use the solder remover here. Let's see. You got to be so careful, these radios, these traces just come right off. Me personally, I've never used these Russian transistors in anything yet. Those transistors, I didn't buy them, they were given to me. They were given to me by somebody that watched my stuff. Had asked me if I wanted them, and I said, you know, sure, why not? Alright, so let's see, let's go to test again. I just have to get the pin out right. So we know in here, this is going to be emitter, collector is on the top, and base is on the right. So in this one is emitter, and 2 is collector. Okay. So 1 is emitter, and 2 is collector, so it's going to go this way. And then the case is going to just be just folded off to the side. And let's see if this will work. I mean, this is part of, I believe this is part of a push-pull circuit, so ideally would be to change them both, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. I think that's probably good like that. Alright, let's see. Let's see. I don't know why this one wouldn't work. It is germanium. I didn't look at the forward voltage drop on this, but I think they're similar. Come on. The tip on this is no good. And I really need to change this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm messing around here. Alright, let's clip those little leads off. Oh man, get rid of those. Alright, let's see, what do you think? I think it'll be okay.
Right, well,
yep.
I'm out of time. Why don't we try to do this tomorrow,
Works
Jerry,
good.
if you wish. And let you call back. We'll talk about it again. Vegas and the Brick Show. Modelo Especial is the model Mexican lager.
That is a, I don't know, I can't even read the number on there.
Listener supported.
Relevant Radio 970 AM.
With your first order news from Vatican and around the world, I'm Glenn Lindgren. This is Catholic News Week in Review on Relevant Radio. During his visit on Thursday to the Italian hill town of Assisi,
I can't see the number. It's a 313. 313B is all I can see on there.
Christ at the center of all they do.
Anyway.
For effective pastoral care, especially to families. young
So,
people.
in this case, you can use these Ruski transistors. They work just fine. You know, I guess I could clip off the ground lead. We don't need to have it on there. I could bend this back just a little bit because it's over. Not that we're going to be putting batteries in here because we don't have the right battery. But I guess we could get the right battery holder for this. Yeah, it's okay. As long as it's over the circuit board, we're okay. Alright. I guess we could put it back into the cabinet. See, it should sound better in the cabinet, huh? Because I think we're pretty much done with this. I'm not going to do any alignment on it because I think it's as good as it's going to be. And there's too much noise here right now for to try to do an alignment. Get in there, get in there. Alright, let's see. All the, I mean, it doesn't matter. All the screw holes are all busted out of this thing. I don't think there are even any left. Yeah, they're all broken out, every one of them. Alright, so here's what we found. We changed, these are the components that we changed in there, right there. But these two, probably would have been okay. This one probably would have been okay. This cap was bad, the dual 100. The thing was is that I had the negatives tied together and the two positives branched out, but it's what do you call it, positive ground radio, because that's how germanium is. So really you got to tie the positives together and the negatives branch out. So I had to pull that out and redo that right there. And this transistor right here was bad, this 2N408, which was right here. It's right here. I used a Russian 313B or something. I think it's a 313B. I think any of them will work anyway. But here, you know, here you go. I don't know why they got so much noise here. It's kind of weird. Where's the knob from the... There it is. Need to use a knob on there, be a little better. You don't get good reception in this room, unfortunately. But it's clear.
Yeah. Some of, I think, what we see too is research out of the American Society for
Recite that stage, and then when everybody knew. Get to my
industry has become.
Defensively, they have fallen apart. They're not what
It's
they
nice and
once
clear.
were.
This is not the most sensitive radio, but I mean, what? It's 50 years old, maybe more. But that was it. That's the whole thing. Unfortunately, the case on this radio has got more pieces broken on it than it is good. But maybe somebody has a. Let's turn this off. Maybe somebody has a good, good case, and maybe they have a bad, broken or missing chassis, or maybe they got a circuit board with a bad tuning condenser and they can't get it or whatever. I got a good radio right here that'll actually work pretty well for you. So there you go. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this one. We're just going to put it back together. It's as good as this one's going to be, I think. There's really, unfortunately, like I said, the case is all broken up on this one, so not much really we could do. I don't think it really pays to go any further. It could probably use a little an alignment. These are pretty simple actually to align, but I didn't do it on video, but I did just the 455 kilohertz. That's what this was, right? I'm pretty sure. I hope I did it. I read it somewhere. I don't remember where. But anyway, that's what I did. I tuned it as best as I could, you know, to 455 kilohertz. It didn't seem to make much of a difference, so I think it was already okay. Somebody else might have done it. But either way, just put, you know, I guess I could put the old pieces in there too. Put all the little parts that we took out. I don't have a little bag. I guess maybe I could look for one. I only have big bags. You know what? It'll probably be okay. Just put all the stuff inside with all the little broken pieces of plastic. Should somebody want to investigate this better. But at least the radio works, right? So there you go. It'll all be inside. We'll just tape it shut. It should go this way. Alright. Nope, it goes the other way, it looks like. Yeah, it goes this way. Just put some tape on there. Get that tape. Put the knob back on. In case you're missing a knob, I got a good knob here. And that'll be the end of that. So, thanks for watching, and stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.